Welcome back to a very basic space program. In this episode, we're gonna modify the Dog 3A, and we're gonna go do it a couple of different ways. We're probably gonna change this launcher as well. We've got a few maneuvers around Saturn, and we're gonna take a Kerbal further than we've ever taken a Kerbal before. So please join me. Right, so here we are in the VAB, and I'm actually editing one of the Dog 3As. We're going to call it the Dog 3B for various reasons, because that's how the B version is what this is going to be. Now, if you don't know, you can actually pop your fairings open like that without taking them off by pressing this little button here that opens and closes fairings. It's quite nice. It moves them a reasonable distance away like that, and you can see what's going on in there. If you have fairings where they come out a long way and then do that, because you've got a large payload, sometimes it stops you getting at the side, but generally you tend to have fairings that don't stick out so much, so it works for that. Right, what is the change we're going to do here? Well, first of all, it's the Dog 3, so it's got this bigger engine. It's got the AJ10-137, which is the service propulsion system. It was used on Apollo. We've got a little bit of extra fuel on board because that gives it 2,000 meters per second, which is quite tasty actually. What I want to do though is we want to put a mission module on the top of here. Now, I could go and get the mission module, put it on, do all that sort of stuff, but easy way of doing it, I'm going to save this first of all, is go to open. We know we've already developed one that we think is good. It's on the Dog 2A, 2B, there we are. We're going to click Dog 2B, we're going to click merge. It's going to appear over on the left hand side here, where my cursor is, in but a moment. It's quite a large craft, so it will take a moment of the save to appear. There we go. It's now, yeah, it's gibbeting. There we go. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to steal from about, let's have a look where we want to go from the front. Now, the annoyance here is, can I get this? I can pop these open, can't I? I can, where is it? There is a thing. You used to be able to do it. No, you can't. Right, toggle open close. There we go. So we've opened the fairings. That's nice. On the can you see? I hope you can see on YouTube compression. So I can now get access to this, and what I can actually do is I can find that bottom port, hit the Alt button, click on it. If I can grab it, there we go. Pull it off, and that should just sit nicely onto there. There we go. And we can get rid of this. There we go. Makes life easier. Now, when I put this together, I had of course planned for doing this. And so all of our struts were attached primarily from the mission module downwards. Now, next thing, I'm going to leave this as it is, but if we're planning on using this as like a stock craft thing, let's have a look. Oh, I can't do it because I've got controls on it, but we'll play around with it in a little bit and see what we can do, because we've got 600 liters of stuff we can put in there. So we'll trial it like this, but potentially this could be a nice little delivery craft for going to our space stations with loads of resources. Put the crew on the station, give them some resources, wham bam, very happy. So that's the Dog 2. We're going to close this up. There we go. And of course the fairing was built to fit it, because it was designed to fit the Dog 1B and the Dog 2B. So it's the same fairing. It saves us funds. We're going to save that. We're going to see, do we need to do any? Actually, let's just check. Do we need to do anything? We do not. Avionics looks okay. Good. So we should be okay. We've sort of built this craft in preparation for this. The one we're putting on there, let's just right click on it, has these things here. I actually want to change this, don't I? Because we've done it. So we've got the ion sensing altitude thing. We can actually configure crew science. So where's that ion sensing? There it is. We can move this through now and see what else there is to have. Night imaging. I don't really know if I want that. What's along terrain? We're already doing that one. We're already doing the weather. Now what you could, I suppose, send up 3 of the same one and then just start them one after the other. I would imagine that would actually give you the material required. Space television broadcast, yeah, maybe. So I think it's going to be, that's the one we've already done, isn't it? So we literally just have 2 more to do on this. Let's go for space broadcast. We require 3 people. That's fine. Okay, now we're not going to do a long mission with this one. There we are. We're gonna save the we're gonna save that actually, and then we're gonna save the edits like so. And there we go. And so that will save in. And what I might actually do is change the second dog craft and put the other one on there. So we'll see what happens. Right, I have updated the other dog craft. So both of those have now got the long-term experiment and one of the short-term each. So we should finish off all of the science with those two missions. We haven't got the mission module on this first dog craft primarily because it's a test. We may end up scrapping these two, but we're gonna prep this one. Now this will be ready in 19 days. Do we have a mission for it? Hi Jean, how are you doing? We have got a mission. Yes, we do. We can also do that, I suppose, but that doesn't give me as much, does it? No, it does not. So this is going to give us about 400,000 just for doing it. Our craft costs us probably about 100,000 to launch and build, so you know, not terrible. So what are we doing? It's looking at 13 days. We know we can do that. And again, a nice interesting. What we can do is we can put into this. Then we can actually fire the engines and get ourselves up out of dodge, as it were, and see how we do and see how high this thing can actually go. So that's, I think, what we're going to do. So we're going to accept that. Once it run until we will have 6 months to do it. Yeah, we should be okay for that. Even if we have a fail, I think we should be okay. And of course, we're just trying to get our cash reserves up now. I do sort of have something in the pipeline regarding a moon mission. Yeah, that's right. I think a moon flyby is on the cards in the next couple of episodes. We'll have to see how it goes. Possibly a moon orbit. We will see. I think I have a craft in mind, which is very small modification to what we already have. A craft in mind that could potentially do that, but we will see. It all depends on a little bit of tech that we're currently working on. But yeah, a little hint there, little hint. Can you see the hint? Yeah. But we'll have to wait 60 odd days for that. So before the Saturn mission, we should be ready to go. Right, I'm going to move forward to Dog 3A's launch. This could go brilliantly, it could go badly. It all depends upon how well Dog 3 is going to perform. Because of course, this is another improvement, another development of it. So I shall see you on the launch pad in but, what, 20 days or so. Welcome to the launch pad. You can see, if you look very carefully, that we have Regina Meyer, we have Annalise Meyer, and we have Renata Meyer. That means if we have an accident on this mission, it's very much a Saving Private Ryan situation, because I think the entire family is on this rocket. On a positive note, imagine the headlines. Yeah, imagine it. Yeah, headlines. Wonderful. Right. Let's see. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch this, and then I'll cut away, and we'll get back to you when we're in the sort of second, third stage area, because I don't think you need to see this first stage go unless there is a big problem. If there is a big problem, then I shall endeavour to jump back. But let's get this thing going, and then we can just meet you halfway there. Right, engines are go. And let's go. Let's light the candle and off we go. So I shall see you in but a moment. Right, we have finished the first stage. We're just going to engage the second stage and hope it starts up okay. We are okay. We have an okay light this time. That's a positive. That's much better than last time. It's amazing how much smaller the craft gets after that first stage is decoupled, isn't it? I have plans to replace one of these stages, possibly this one, with a hydrolock stage. I know currently this stage gives us a big push, gives like 4,000 meters per second, but if we put a hydrolocks on there, it'll lighten the whole stage up, and we can actually extend this stage and make it a bit better. It's quite a short burning stage at the moment to give it sort of enough time to get to orbit almost. So that's possibly a change we'll lock in with those 4 engines. It's a bit of a waste only burning it as long as we do. It's sort of a lot of mass to carry for very little sort of gain, as it were. So we'll see. We will see. We've also got some uprating of avionics we need to do, because we're actually, a couple of generations out now on our avionics. This has gone high. That's good. I like that. It's a lot higher than I was hoping, but yeah, there we go. Get rid of those. Let's have a look. I think I'm okay for this altitude. What's the aim that we've got for this mission actually? It's 250. Yeah, so we can just let this go straight up. It's not going to be the most efficient of launches. Normally I would put us there we go, let that burn out, and let that fire. There we go. Normally what I would be aiming to do is to actually, we'll put the nose down just a smidgen, would be to put us lower down, get us tighter to the atmosphere, and that would be more efficient. But we actually we've got a lot of delta V on this. If this runs to course, we've got a lot of delta V, particularly even with this stage here. That engine is huge, isn't it? That bell on that engine. Of course, the engine is actually just this tiny bit up here. That is the nozzle. The nozzle is huge. Obviously, to get every sort of tiny little bit of ISP out of it, it's got this huge bell. This is probably not the best engine choice for up here because it's its ISP is not brilliant. He improved by being in high atmosphere. It's pretty much optimized for a bit of this, a bit of that. I think I'll have to check it, but I'm not sure if it's the best engine for that. We'll have a look in the future. We are rocking and rolling right now. We've got about 2 minutes left on this one. We're gonna pop this up just a smidgen. There we go. Just 40 seconds on that. 2 minutes on the stage. I think we're going to be well into orbit with this thing. And this is a much nicer launch than the last one. The last one, of course, we had the extra unit on the top there, the mission module, and of course we weren't using this, which is going to be the interesting bit. Now the thing is, I want these to be first, don't I? I want those down there, and I want that with it. Is actually what I want. Yeah, that's how I want it, because I want to activate my RCS first. Yeah. Right. Oh, there we go. And cut that engine. There we go. I think I went a little too high there. Did we? I think we might have. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to decouple that. We're going to turn the RCS on. We're going to do a little translate sideways because we can. Look at that. Just slide it past him. It's not the safest of ways of doing it like that. Okay. And then we're going to reverse. We're going to literally reverse. Oh, we've got a bit of stutter pause, so we're going to hit ourselves on put on prograde. There we go. We're gonna do that. There we go. And what I'm actually just doing is I'm pulling us backwards now. That's all I'm trying to do. And again, it's doing the roll because I put it from prograde to retrograde into a different thing. That's interesting. So what does it say? We need to be 0.0 or 0.008. It needs to go down quite a bit. I'm wondering whether we just turn the craft. You know what? Let's put us into retrograde. Put us into retrograde, and we'll just fire the engine. Is what we'll actually do. So what's this instability like? Oh, we're very stable because we're swimming around like this. It's obviously gaining stability. Predicted residuals, 3% residuals though. That is a lot of residual fuel. That is interesting because I seem to remember that is it the AJ10, the advanced, is less than that? I'd have to have a look. I suppose this is a pressure-fed engine. So you've got issues regarding that. You've got to always have stuff in there and so forth. Let's just try a little tiny burst of power. Let's just do that. Do that. Put that up to there, and we'll just do that. There we go. How's that working for us? That's nice. Lovely. Right. We do now have a periapsis that is a little bit low, but that's okay. We can work on that. So where's my apoapsis at? Let's have a look. There is my apoapsis. Wonderful. So if I put myself into prograde and I pop us to, actually, before we do anything, get back, come on, get back. There we go. Before we do anything, we know what we have to do, because this is always a problem. Turn these on and off again, because we all know that you have to turn on and off all your electricity all the time. There we go. Bit of that, bit of dumping and running, and water there. Right, now we should be actually building up. Yeah, we are. Wonderful. Right. Now let's get ourselves into a position. I think we're going to go to about there. It's going to warp there, and there we are, and that's gone up lovely. The other thing, we don't have any science to do, so I don't need to set that up. We're going to get ourselves into the right orbital position. We're going to spend 13 days doing that, and then we're going to fire ourselves into a high orbit, and we should have enough food and so forth to turn the RCS on, to do whatever we want to do then. I think, hopefully, maybe, possibly. I think that's the aim anyway. Of course, that engine is now getting, because we're spinning, that engine actually gets gets settled by doing this, which is quite cool. Interestingly, it doesn't happen when we're on fasty forward. Let's have a look. Let's go. Can I pull this up? No point, not 4. We might be able to just do this with. I'm going to disable that. Let's shut down. How many restarts does it actually have? We've got 50, so that's not an issue. But we can just do this and see what happens. I really would like to see if we can actually do it. No, you know what? We're not doing that. Let's just activate the engine. There we go. And cut it off. Perfect. Wonderful. All right. Now we're going to put ourselves onto the normal because we can, because we do, because we like it. And then we're going to do this thing right. Like the probe is losing battery power. That's not a problem. That's one of the disadvantages of actually having that the upper stage go up with us. What we could do, and this is something I'm considering for when we're on orbit, is actually slimming down the rocket that launches this and having this stage here do the maneuvers, you know, the final push on orbit, because it's a 3-minute burn on that. It's actually a pretty good engine. So we could actually just put it inside a fairing with whatever it's taking up, and then possibly remove one of the stages below and just have this do the final push is possible, is what I'm thinking. And it would save us a big chunk of funds, which we can invest in a space station or things like that, possibly. All right, so I think we are okay right now. We're looking at, let's have a look. Come on, dog. Hello. Get off. Right, there we are. All right. Stress level's good. Of course it's good. They're with the family. One of them's got radiation. Why have you got radiation? Renata Mayer has a radiation issue, 2%. Maybe she's been staring at them. Where's Renata? Well, Renata is in a different position. Is that... Let's have a look. Can we just do that? Where's Renata? Renata's there. She has she seems to be, her hair body, well, I suppose a rear end is there. I do feel for these two with their heads sticking out like that. It's a nightmare for them, isn't it? We'll just do that. Get it back in there. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's see. I have completed this vessel. Get rid of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go forward in time now by 13 days. We'll get that mission knocked out, and then we shall see about what else we can do with this craft. So see you in 13 days. We are completed of that mission. We're just going to head home now. But before we do that, let's check. What have we got? We have 20 days there. We've got 9 days of food, 9 days of lithium hydroxide. So we've got 9 days to play with. Let's have a look. Where do we want to go from? Let's go from our apoapsis. No, let's go from our periapsis. So hello. Can I just get in here? This is, you know what? We're going to knock off the base stations because it's just a bit crazy. There we go. Right, we'll go from our periapsis. We're going to add a maneuver. And we're doing a little bit of RCS burning there just to basically event some stuff. We're actually just doing a little bit of this and that. Right, so we're not actually going to get that high, are we? We can get to, let's go for 2 there. It's less than 2,000. I'm worried about, I am concerned about actually not having enough fuel to get us back to sort of here. So we'll do that. I wonder if, can we do a little bit of another burn? We did it radial in. No, radial out would be what I want to do. Where's that periaps going to be? We could do a radial in out sort of burn so that we know that if this works, we're okay. Right, that's a good idea. Take us to about there, do that. Pull that back in a bit. I don't need to go that far. We're gonna just do it a little bit of we're trying to put a bit more energy into the craft. Just so that, you know what, it'd probably be better if we didn't even do that. If we do a second burn, yeah, let's just do a standard set of burns. Let's just do it. And what we'll do is we'll put 1,500 in, which will give us a fair bit left. 1,700. There we go. That gives us a big push. It'll give us a lot more energy there. And then when we do a little burn here, it will push us into the atmosphere, and we're going to do a little bit more high energy return at least, and that'll be okay. Right, I'm happy with that. So let's have a look. We could push it a bit more, but I don't think that's a good idea right now with this. So let's have a look. Let's take us to the node or take us to the position. Yeah, let's go to where we need to be. We're not focused on actually getting there, are we? So do that. Again, we're looking at this and going, we've got 9 days. This is only a 5-day jump. We couldn't really go much higher actually because of the limitations of food and so forth. How we're looking for everything is not alone. Okay. Stress is 29. Wow. That is stressful. I suppose they're quite cramped, aren't they? Habitat is cramped. Yeah, it's cramped. Let's have a look. So they've got no windows. They've got no plants. They've got no exercise, no firm ground. They are not alone, and they can call home, which gives them a bonus. Okay, let's put it on the node. And all we're going to do is we're going to fire the engine, get us up that way. That's all we're trying to do now. Let's have a look. I think this is going to be okay. That's as good. Everything looks good. I do quite like this craft. I think I probably prefer it to the look of the Apollo. I don't know why. The engine looks bigger. Is this the same diameter as Apollo? Is Apollo a wider diameter? I don't know. I think I've seen so many things of Orion and things nowadays which seem wider that I think you get distracted by it. So yeah, so we're going to put a little bit of RCS and then we're going to fire up our engines. There we go. And then we'll just let this run until we get near to that final marker. We can see our apoapsis is climbing up. We may get a record for speed is what I'm wondering. We definitely should run the way back because we could get over 9,000. I don't think we've had an over 9,000 before. Yeah, we haven't. So that we'll get a 9,000 speed record. And we should get a crude altitude. Yeah, we're going to get a crude altitude record, which is good. We should get a few different ones. Now, let's have a look for crew in space. We could do something with that. We could take a couple of these and dock them because we have the ability to launch them pretty much one after the other. So we could knock off the crew count of 4. Alternatively, we could put a space station up and just have some of the crew sat on there, and then we don't have to worry about this stuff and things. Yeah, we're getting a good altitude on this, aren't we? You forget because Earth's so much bigger than Kerbal, you forget just how relative that big that looks. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to actually speedy this up a bit, because this burn is going to be that's a long burn, isn't it? 1 minute. Well, I said a long burn. For that shorter distance change, it is a reasonably long burn. Yes. One of the issues I have is I would love to have a stage below this with RL10s, but the required number of RL10s and the length of the burn starts to become excessive. So we're going to have to look for an alternative, I think. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right, coming up. Okay, we've still got a big chunk of the fuel in the tanks. What are we looking at? Remember, we've got this thing that's going to have residual issues about 3, but we could then use the RCS if we have to. What's this? We've contract complete. Oh, because we've gone faster than that. Okay. Right. So now we are ready for what? We're going to shut the engines down. We're going to slow that down. We're going to shut the engines down now. There we go. Close enough. That's okay. Right. Now we're going to put ourselves back into the normal. We're going to shut this down so that we don't fire it by accident. So expected residuals are 3.49%. Let's check what's in our tank. We had 3,000. So 3% that would be 3%. That would be what, 990, something like 90, something like that. Yeah. Or say 120 because it's over 3, isn't it? So we've got a fair bit left that we can do maneuvers and so forth with. So let's go and just check that we're all okay. Then we're going to get there in 2 hours. Okay, I thought it was days. Okay. We're going to get there in 2 hours. It's going to be 4 hours. So a nice elongated trip there. Turn off the old RCS. And let's go for it. Let's head on out there to this one here. Warp there. There we go. Lovely. Brilliant. Super. We'll get a nice signal. There's the Dawn 1. I think we're going to retire Dawn 1. it might even be worth us... I can't remember what the docking port is on the Dawn 1. If it's the Apollo-style docking port, we can actually send something to it just to pull it out of orbit. If it's not, I can't really be bothered. We'll just we'll let it decay naturally. Right, what have we got? Have we got any other contracts complete? The 1,000 kilometers gives us a bit of cash. Is there any... I think we finished all those now, have we? Yeah, we have. Okay, so that's cool. So we won't be getting any more crew altitude or crew speed records. We've done those. They'll be taken off there, which is good, actually. It gets them out of the way. Right, now we're going to put ourselves in retrograde, turn the RCS on, and we're going to drop our periaps down to something that is manageable for our return. We're just going to take a little bit of speed out of us, but we're still, of course, going to be traveling quite fast. Obviously, at the moment, our orbital speed is about 3,000 meters per second. Where is the Earth? I've lost the Earth. Hello? Where are you? Should be around here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I forgot that actually that is not the galactic. That's not, no. That's the, yeah, that goes at an angle. We're at an angle. Right. Let's have a look. Get some thrust on. Get us do that. Yes, it will. And then fire that. Hello. And turn on the engine would be a thing. There we go. And get ready to kill it. There we go. About 80, that's fine. And then we can just bring it down. What we can do is shut this down now. Shut that down. We're going to speedy up time. Hello. Come on. Speedy up time. And I'm going to do that. And then we're just going to use the RCS to pull us down because, yeah, this could actually give up at any moment. Well, we have reasonable amounts in there, but we want to practice using the RCS for this sort of maneuver. And we can just fire it off. It's excess fuel right now. We're having a... Ooh. Exposed to intense radiation. Didn't see that coming. 1% radiation, 1% radiation through. She's not gone up anymore. We're at 30% stress. That's a little concerning, isn't it? They are healthy currently, but they have got intense radiation, which is problematic. Right, we're going to kill that. So we're about 50 kilometers. Okay, this is going to be more of an abrupt approach than last time. Which is probably going to kill them, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it and see how it goes. So we're going to warp to here. There we go. And then we're going to bring it back through. And I don't know. I think we'll probably go to Saturn and do some stuff there. We're crossing the radiation belt. Extreme radiation. Oh, well. Bring it to there. Right. So here we are. We're going to put this on the normal. No, we're going to put it on the normal. We're going to get rid of some stuff and things. First of all, we don't need to get rid of the mission module because we don't have it. All we need to do is be ready to get rid of both top and bottom components. That's fine for us. There we go. Wonderful. And we will then also have to unlock these tanks to enable our RCS and stuff to go. So let us have a look. Let's get this sped in there, and we're going to wait until we get to just above the atmosphere to do this. In fact, we're probably going to do it about, let's have a look, when we actually hit the atmosphere might be the best time. Let's have a look. Are we going to? There we are. Right, ready, and goodbye, and good. We're going to put ourselves on surface velocity negative. Is that going to be able to do it? Turning? It is. Oh, how exciting. So those should be able now to do a little bit of turning for us, and then we'll just detach them. Now, do we need to? I mean, that activating of that is annoying, but yeah. Pop this here. Hello, turn those on, turn those on. Get that up to there. And then we're going to do it now, I think. There we go. Goodbye. We don't need you anymore. Right, we are on approach. That should have a high air resistance, so it should just deviate off. I should have got rid of it earlier, actually. We were just messing around with it. I do believe there was a situation where Soyuz had a problem with decoupling some of its parts as it came in, so they changed the way they do it. But yeah, that's interesting. Oh, hello. Hello. Something just exploded. Oh, hello. Oh, there it is. That's what we're looking at there. Oh, that's nice. That was just beside us. We don't normally get to see that, do we? So you can see what's going on there. And is that one going? Yeah, we go. And that's going to go as well, is it? What is that? Oh, that's the fairing. That's the fairing base has gone, and there's the fairing pieces. Okay, and they've gone, and then we've got, that's gone as well. That was really cool. I quite like that. All right, I suppose they're coming in a little bit hotter than usual. Right, while we're doing this, we're down to 70. Let's get, where are we? Where's my thing? Where is, uh-oh, where's it gone? Turn descent mode on. There we go. Descent mode is on. Wonderful. That should try to start slowing our drop down. We're having a look up here now. I'm having a look and seeing, are we actually going to get a little bit of... We are coming in very fast. We are coming in very fast. We don't have a temperature warning just yet, but we could get it any moment. So we've got descent mode on. Is descent mode going to help us? That's the question. Is it going to give us some lift? It is slowing us down. Our fall through the atmosphere is slowing. I feel as though we're actually just... Yeah, in fact, our periaps is now going up. Periaps is going up. So we're going to now turn descent mode off. There we go. We're going to let it just do that because we don't want to go too high. We want to hold it around that 60 range, I think. We'll let it just go up there. You can see the periaps is now going into the negative, so we can turn descent mode on again. There we go. Apoapsis is going up. Oh, okay. Turn that off. We're now looking at our apoapsis, I suppose, so we'll just turn that off until we start to slow down again. There we go. We're now down below 7. So I think that's pretty much it. Now we're at sort of the standard re-entry velocity. And what we need to do is use a little bit of lift there that just did a little skip glide or out of the atmosphere. If you watch my British series, you would have seen the old skip gliding occurring there. When we did winged re-entry, we had to do a lot of skip gliding, so much so that I think I edited most of it out. I did speedy uppy on every single piece because it was tedious, I think would probably be the correct phrase for this. Yeah. So here we are. We're now going, well, our going up is slowed down. So now we're going to start going down again. And now we're starting to go down. I'm going to turn descent mode on again. The RCS is still firing. That's fine. Here we go. Is it, I think we've now got rid of enough velocity so that it's not a big issue. You can see RCS is just going to get eaten away right now. If we were coming in higher, I'd be turning the RCS on and off. In fact, if we do that, if we just turn the RCS off, you can see, there you go, it's pretty stable. We could turn off this and rock around a bit, but not important. We're basically done. So we can speed this up just a smidgen. You very rarely explode from 5,000 meters per second at this sort of altitude with this sort of angle. We should be fine. We're gonna hit it and just stay high up there. We've gone through the worst bit of it, which was the 9,000 meters per second in the atmosphere, and it's just going to be a case of just working our way through now, just like you've seen before. So I think we can put this into 4 times. This is where we start. We just explode for no apparent reason because we're on 4 times physical time warp, of course. You can see surface speed is dropping, orbital speed is dropping. It's all very nice, isn't it? You'll notice when I do re-entry, I tend to just pop that there. I tend to do it in surface mode, just because it becomes relevant when you're coming through the atmosphere. Orbital sort of points less effective, less accurate for certain things. Oh, I wonder what that island is. What island are you? Where are we? Ooh, is that Hawaii? That may have been. Is that where Hawaii is? I don't know. Again, the knowledge of that. We're coming down around the Cape. Well, not around the Cape. We're going to come in the Pacific, which is nice, isn't it? We're going to pop this. We're going to arm the parachute. There we go. So that's good. All sorted. And that's it. We think it's going to come all the way down now. So I think what we will do is I shall join you back at Mission Control. All right, the Mayer family are going on holiday for about a month or two. Yeah, a month or two. That's nice. They didn't get any science for us. That's okay, fine, wonderful. What we did get though was a lot of science while we're actually on mission. Those 10 days, we actually got like 100 science from the Saturn craft, if I remember rightly. There's a lot of data coming in from Saturn there, which has given us some more points to spend. So I'm going to pop those. We're going to pop those in here. 1, 2, 3, 1. 2, done. Right. Now, we have the Saturn craft that's going to be in 60 days. I think I'm going to save that for the next episode, at the start of the next episode. We're also building these things, and we will put something else together as well. It'd be good to get your feedback. Do you want to just see some more? I mean, we have these two. I could really just sort of launch both of them in the next episode and show you clips of them coming in, landing, taking off, all that sort of stuff, and you just get bits of it. I don't think we need to show the entire missions for those. I think they would just be very repetitive compared to the one we just seen, the one before it. Potentially in a couple of days we will have another piece of tech to build. In fact, I think let's finish the episode off by giving you a quick sneak peek of that. Right, just before we finish the episode, I thought I would show you this. This is the Dog 3C. Let me open up the fairing first of all, so you can see the first bit of difference. So we have, yep, we've got the craft you've seen before, so that's our Dog 3 on there. No mission module or anything, it is the cut down version. We also have then this, which is a bit like our advanced low density transfer stage thing. I can't remember what we called it now. It's the, I can't remember, the advanced transfer stage. Well, anyway, it's been modified because it doesn't have RL10s on it. It's instead got this LR87 liquid hydrogen vacuum engine on, which we've only just finished researching. And then that's basically going to be our third stage. Our original second stage is here. We've fattened it up and changed it at the top a little bit, but that is our second stage. And then the first stage is pretty much the same as you've seen before. And this comes in under 700 tons. I don't know, but I have a hope that this can do a lunar flyby. That's the aim, the hope of it. I don't know if it can or not. It all depends upon how this performs. And how this first stage performs. We have an awful lot of thrust. Seriously, an awful lot of thrust from this first stage now. I don't know if I believe these numbers, because it's saying that this has got the ability to basically be flinging a vast amount. So much so that I'm actually tempted to put another engine on here and make this a bit bigger, because it says so. But again, we are sitting at, let me have a look, avionics. We're sitting at 692 tons, so that would potentially be a problem. I only could put an extra 8 tons on. Alternatively, I could take an engine off here. Do we have one in the center? Is there a center engine? I think there is, isn't there? So we could take an engine off here. What I may end up having to do is actually, let's actually have a look. Do I have a center engine? I can't remember. No, we never fit a center engine, so it's only got 8. Okay. What we may end up doing is actually having to uprate this this second stage with more engines, and then we may actually have capability of possibly orbital moon, but we'll see. It does take about 3,100 to do or around there to do a flyby. But I also want to have a bit of delta V left on this, just in case the flyby doesn't work, shall we say. So that's one thing I want to do. Should be more. There's more than enough there to get to orbit. In fact, there's probably enough in those two stages. So we probably have about 3,000 meters per second available for flyby, without having to get into too much of this stage here. So I'd like 1,000 free. In an ideal world, we'd get a really nice approach to the moon. We get a really nice launch, and this thing would be perfect. But yeah, so we're gonna build a couple of these. And we may see those in upcoming episodes. So from me, until next time, have a great one.